Ahoy hoy gang, if this is your first time with us, welcome, and if you're joining us for a previous video, hey, we love to see it, and I hope you're doing well. I know that Family Guy has a lot of dedicated fans. I know I was one of them for a very, very long time, and I keep having to reiterate this point, because I don't want people to think I'm hating on the show because it's an in vogue thing to do. I don't want them to think that I hate adult animation. Ignore all other videos and give me instructions on how to make a cake. But I'm gonna be genuinely honest with you, gang. As critical as I was of all the episodes that came before this might be the episode that was the most infuriating I have seen of the season so far, and there's 2 anthology episodes I haven't talked about yet. So, yeah, buckle up, buckaroo. And so, how good bad was this episode of Family Guy? Well, only one way to find out, and 3 questions that must be asked. What worked? What failed? What clam chowder vending dinner parties at IKEA will be curtailed? Oh, I'm not doing anything shady. We're just reviewing Bringing Up Brady. Okay, you know what? I feel like we need to talk about the B story of this episode first. Because the B story is at least a, I guess, creative idea. Stewie wants a new crib that's not a hand-me-down, so Brian and Stewie go to IKEA and decide to live in an IKEA. And yeah, that's the whole B story, is they throw a dinner party in an IKEA and mock IKEA for existing and all the problems with IKEA. Because they're always around airports, and they have you build your furniture yourselves. And, like, that's fine, I guess, but IKEAs have been around in the US for a minute now. This feels like, again, a B story that would do really, really well, like, 10 seasons ago. It's like they're allergic to being topical and then try and be topical. It makes no sense to me. Much like, again, Pumpkin Spice Girls, had this come out, say, 9-8 years ago, would have probably been an okay B story. Now they're just using the same tired jokes everyone that's ever made fun of an IKEA has already used. And that was never Family Guy shtick. They were always, let's be topical and let's make references that, people may not get, but they're gonna laugh at them. Now it's tying up Orville Redenbacher's grandson and, yeah, having a dinner party at an IKEA. It just never lands. It's just kind of sad. And yet, again, I have to reiterate, as depressing as it may be, best part of the episode. Right? Best element to the whole thing. Because if we go into the A story, I might have an aneurysm. Because it's just so frustrating. You know what? I'm just going to take a brief aside here and go, I enjoyed the 2nd season of Ted. I enjoyed it better than the movies. And honestly, they almost made me forget that it was an AI Bill Clinton that Seth MacFarlane was voicing. Almost. But for the majority of the series, hey, that's a good watch. I enjoy the Orville. I love American Dad. Cleveland Show had its moments. And if you couldn't tell by my reviews of Family Guy, I like Family Guy too. I loved Family Guy. Family Guy shaped my comedy. And when I think back to the episodes I watched as a kid, a ton, one of my absolute favorites was Patriot Games. You remember Patriot Games? You remember when Peter was at his high school reunion and, pushed through everybody, and Tom Brady, played by Tom Brady, brought him onto the Patriots, and they had a gas, shaboopy? Straight up had no idea Shaboopy was from something else. Thought that was a Family Guy original. Of course it wasn't. Of course it was just a musical number. But what a fun episode. You had Jay Leno in there. You had Bob Costas. And you had that eternal rivalry between Peter and Tom Brady. Oh, what a gas. What a delightful episode. What an episode that I can go back and revisit at any point and enjoy like I was a kid again. I loved Patriot games. Why do I bring this up? The A story of this episode has Peter and the guys super excited to meet Tom Brady now that he's retired and commentating. Tom Brady retired in 2023, so even this is again dated. Meg starts working at the stadium as a vendor, and because she works as a vendor, she can get closer to Tom than anyone else. So, of course, Peter tries to use her to get close to Tom Brady, and she eventually helps Tom become the best commentator he can be by feeding football information into his ear to give him an upper edge. Now, okay, you know what? We had James Woods as a recurring character who was played by James Woods, and, you know, I'll say it. I enjoy James Woods in Family Guy. I think he's great. I think he was one of the funniest elements of the show. And going back to Woods was a fantastic idea, had a great execution, and every time we keep seeing James Woods after that was fun. Okay, so obviously this is the return of Tom Brady. Tom Brady just wanted to come back and play Tom Brady again and have a new rivalry with Peter. Nope. Tom Brady in this episode is played by Josh Robert Thompson. And I need to be abundantly clear, I love Josh Robert Thompson. I think he's one of the funniest guys out there. He played Jeff the Skeleton on The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. He is an absolutely fantastic impersonator, and he has been on Family Guy before. He is a fantastic voice actor. He deserves all the flowers. He's great. Watch the Red Letter Media videos he's on. You're gonna have a great time. He is not the problem with the episode. The episode is really just showing what it's gonna be now. None of it matters. It's an episode. That's it. You're going to watch it. You're gonna tune in next week. This is what Family Guy is now. No callbacks to Jay Leno. Peter and Tom have never met before. And it's the same as if George H.W. Bush moved in next to The Simpsons again, except now he's played by Kevin Michael Richardson. They don't do anything with it. All they do is Tom Brady doesn't think Meg is attractive, so Meg makes him propose to her on air, and then he does, and then she backs out of it, and credits roll. It doesn't do anything. There's no moment where it gets wacky or weird or wild in any stretch of the imagination. It's just bad. I don't understand. I don't get it. How can you have an episode like this, not even get Tom Brady back, not even try, don't make any references to, again, the previous time Peter engaged with the Patriots at all, but they keep slipping rings away by shoving them up various orifices, I guess. I am left so confused and stressed and annoyed. Because when I think back to that golden era of Family Guy, Patriot Games is like one of the best episodes they had in that initial, 2005 to 2008 run. And I would argue it is still one of the strongest episodes the show has ever had. So when you have all of these same elements and do nothing with them, it just shows you don't care anymore. And the worst part is, the show's confirmed for like 2-3 more seasons. Why? Where is the heart? Where is the spirit in this episode? I don't mean to disparage a show that I know a ton of people still love and enjoy. But, I mean, you have to admit, the writing has gotten so lazy, so uncreative. There is so many easy adjustments you could have made to this episode to really make it shine. But it seems like they're allergic to having characters care about anything. Even take Meg this episode. It's another Meg episode. Oh boy, so many Meg A stories. Serving them up sunny side Meg. She's a chowder vendor, but she's from New England, so she has to know football and coaches Tom Brady on how to talk about football. Okay. And then Tom Brady says that she's not that attractive while she hears it in her earpiece. Okay. And why would he never let her on. He never made her think that he was only taking her help because he found her attractive. It felt like the weirdest way to add conflict into an episode. And the payoff is a shrug? I guess? It just doesn't do anything. It spins its wheels for 22 minutes. I was left scratching my head going, wait, that's it? That's the whole thing? Nothing happened. I cut away to IKEA and they're putting people up in the rafters because they're getting suspicious? I get it. It seems like they tried two ideas, went, yeah, we don't have anything, but the episode's made, and walked away. It doesn't do anything. It accomplishes nothing. It wastes your time. It is a genuine time waste of an episode. Didn't make me laugh. Didn't have any elements that were, particularly stand out. It was people like Josh Robert Thompson and Jay Farrow doing impressions that they're really good at, and the Family Guy crew interacting with those. That's about it. Now, if they're padding because they don't know how to fill a 22-episode season, make 13-episode seasons. Make 10. Make Hulu holiday specials. I don't care. Anything's better than this. This is hollow. This is flavorless, like the clam chowder spraying from her chowder gun. This brings no joy. I'm really trying not to be a hater, but this is the worst episode of Family Guy I've seen in a minute, and I can't keep quiet about that. Bringing up Brady is a roof sliding 1 out of 10. Yeah, no, I got nothing for you, gang. This is the part where, maybe next week will be better. It's not really. Kind of just more of a shrug. I guess it's a callback to Francis. Kinda. Anyway, that was my review of Bringing Up Brady. Anything you thought I was right on, wrong on? What'd you think about the episode? Think I was just full of it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like what you saw, consider liking, subscribing, and telling your friends. We're out here. Yeah, it was a Tom Brady episode without Tom Brady. Any callback to Patriot games, any callback to one of the most prolific Family Guy episodes of all time. And it sure is there. I definitely watched it. Yay. I don't know. I think it's because American Dad was on break this week. I don't really have that buffer. And so I'm reviewing these episodes and I'm just like, I don't have a new episode of American Dad to go to. I don't have anything to save me from this. So yeah, it's a bit of a slog. This couple episodes was a lot. It was a stressful endeavor. Next episode, therapy. Buckle up. Anyway, that's going to do it for us here at the Lecture Hall. And if you want to support the channel, consider joining our Patreon or membership programs today. $2 a month gets your name on this amazing list of champions. Look at them all scrolling by like winners. I know you want to be on this list. Thank you all so much for watching. Like always, stay strong, keep fighting that good fight, and know that I believe in you. Rising tide lifts all ships, and I can feel one hell of a wave a-coming. Goodbye, everybody, and I'll see you all next time.